Good afternoon, Turks and Caicos Islands. First, let me start by acknowledging the presence and the support of Her Excellency, the Acting Governor, Anya Williams. Thank you, Governor, Acting Governor, for your support. And with us as well is our Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Kendall Grant. Today, I feel compelled to come to you to bring you expressions of condolences to the family of Elphius Gardner, and indeed to all families who have been victims of crime, but especially murder and other violent crimes. This senseless loss of life must stop, and it is my government's intention to ensure that it does. If I may digress and say that Elphius Gardner was a personal friend, he was also a teacher and spent many years as a permanent secretary. In short, he's made tremendous contribution to the life and the progress of the people of these Turks and Caicos Islands. And he is a personal friend of mine, so to some extent, this is almost almost personal, because I think he has impacted the lives of so many people, right? And even at the time of his demise, he was actually actively involved as the Chief Justice of the Justice in North Caicos, dealing with the issuance of liquor license. He had just recently been served, or maybe was still currently serving, as a member of the Public Service Commission. So even in his retirement, he remained actively in contributing to the life and the progress of our Turks and Caicos Islands. So I would like to extend particularly condolences to his dear wife, Clara Gardner, who is also a career civil servant, and to his daughter, who works in the Attorney General Chambers, I believe, and to the rest of his family. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you to remember him, reach out where possible to support his family at this very vulnerable time for them. But let me say that in what may be described as a crisis, I understand that it is human nature for you to expect your premier to fix things and fix it fast. However, in a complex situation like the emerging pattern of violent, opportunistic crime, familiar answers, and I'm sure there are lots of them, might not work and could even be counterproductive. We have to allow the police to do their job. So my message to you this afternoon is not an easy one to hear, because there is no off-the-shelf solution to the troubling challenges we face. With all the unknowns and uncertainties, we need to remind ourselves that we cannot change the past, but we can and we should change how we perceive it and how we look to the future. Given the totality of the dynamics, the problem is enormous, and all 40,000 plus of us will have to work together to overcome it. We are our brother's keeper, and when we have information that will lead to the solution of crime, we must make sure it ends up in the right hands. But together we will get through this difficult period as we stand in place the appropriate nerve center and networking framework to improve the overall security of our beautiful country. And so, my fellow Turks and Caicos Islanders and residents of this beautiful country, I am asking you to take care of each other and I'm counting on you to do so. This is not a time for polarizing opinions, quick fixes, false promises, or overly simplistic answers. In other words, the problem is not going to be solved by a command and control style. It's not going to be solved by the premier lauding a solution from above. The solution requires dialogue. It requires collaboration with all to find novel solutions and not to be driven by fear. We must not become a garrison community, and we must not flinch in the face of laggards and cowards by having them dictate how we should live our lives. And so your government has been proactive. We've made huge investment in security infrastructure, some of which you've heard about in the past. Expansion to the police force strength from around 320 to north of 350. Yesterday, the 15th of October, the commissioner saw in 5 detectives from the United Kingdom, with another 10 detectives to be sworn in over the next 60 days. And in addition, the Turks and Caicos, the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force is recruiting 18 local officers. We are serious about fighting crime. A very proactive National Security Council NOV Center and network across government has been established. Crime and national security, I want you to have no doubt, are at the forefront of my government's agenda. Indeed, when the shooting took place, I, along with my colleagues, were meeting to discuss critical national security matters. This was in a specially convened National Security Council meeting. We are very proactive about dealing with this issue. The traditional way of crime fighting in a specially convened violence government is pivoting toward a technologically enhanced approach to dealing with these incidents of violent crimes. And so, ladies and gentlemen, to demonstrate our seriousness in dealing with the matter, we intend to make Turks and Caicos one of the safest destinations in the world by leveraging our financial strength to do so. It is important, though, that we work together. It is important, as I said earlier, that we be our brother's keeper. No one of us, not the premier, not the governor, not the commissioner of police, none of us on our own can create a safe environment. We will do so together. And as I said earlier, we've made huge investment in security infrastructure across government, including the putting in place of strengthening of our border force. We've just made huge investment, or in the process of making huge investment in resourcing, properly resourcing the regiment, putting in place a new process of making huge investment in the Marine branch of the Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force, investing over the next 2 years something like close to $4 million in new vessels for the police force, and improving our air surveillance, and also critically investing a huge amount of money in cleaning up our communities to ensure that the police can get in and out of them easily. We are committed to ensure that no place in this country is used as a refuge for criminals. You have my word. That is what the plan is, and we will be putting resources behind it. So you will hear from us, you hear from me within another couple of weeks. We are about to go to the House of Assembly around, I think, the 2nd or the 4th of November with a supplementary appropriation, and then we'll speak to you again about not only about the problem of crime and security, but generally about the performance of your government. So I want to thank you for listening, and I again want to appeal to all of you to be your brother's keeper. The safety of our community depends on you as a good cooperating citizen with law and order. I thank you.